Hello and welcome to History of Dragon Ball. Today we are looking at the full story of Frieza. We have looked at the full stories of Evil Boo and Cell in the past couple of weeks, so of course that means that this week is the full story of Frieza. I hope you enjoy, and please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Now, let's jump into it. Frieza is one of the most iconic and main antagonists of Dragon Ball Z, also appearing consistently throughout Super as well. He is a ruler of an army and is feared throughout all of Universe 7, with the majority of people knowing who he is. His race is shrouded in mystery, with some calling them simply the Frieza race, or the Frost Demons, or just a mutant race. But less about his looks, and now let's jump in to his story. Frieza was born with his father being King Cold. Frieza was very unique in that his level of power through no training was incredible. He was considered somewhat of a prodigy and also a very cruel being. This is why Frieza was handed control of their empire very early on. During his earlier life, he would learn about the likes of Majin Buu and Beerus the Destroyer from his father, mainly due to them being the only beings that he should not mess with. Frieza would expand his empire as time went on, conquering hundreds of planets, which included the likes of planet Vegeta of the Saiyans. It is said at one point he even controlled as much as 70% of all planets within Universe 7. At some point, Frieza and Beerus would meet, with Frieza angering Beerus, so Beerus planned to kill him, albeit after Frieza had destroyed planet Vegeta for him, although Beerus never actually followed through with this. Sometime around here as well, the Galactic Patrol encountered Frieza, but they on the other hand were no match for him, and so from this point they decided to just turn a bit of a blind eye to his antics. Frieza's power meant that several planets of warriors were under his control, most famously the Saiyans, and these very much helped him control more and more planets in turn. These Saiyans would become an issue to Frieza, purely because he was worried about these legends he was hearing of Super Saiyans or Super Saiyan gods that could arise to truly challenge him. So, when Beerus asked him to wipe them out, he was not exactly against this idea. There were very few Saiyans who survived their planet's destruction, and the ones we know best are Vegeta, Nappa and Raditz, who were away on a mission at the time, and then of course Goku, who was managed to be sent away to Earth unnoticed by Frieza. Now, time will pass and we will eventually meet Frieza for the first time in Dragon Ball Z. He has travelled to the planet Namek to find the 7 Namekian Dragon Balls as he wishes to obtain immortality. He and his men go about the planet, massacring the Namekian villagers one after another to obtain the balls. That is, until Gohan, Krillin and Vegeta begin to really just get in the way of him doing so. Though, Frieza does manage to gain the Dragon Balls with the help of the Ginyu Force now as well. Frieza's inability to speak Namekian forces him to find the Grand Elder of Namek. When he finds him, Frieza ends up fighting a Namekian named Nail, who he beats repeatedly until Nail reveals that their fight was just a diversion, only to buy time for Dende to give the words needed to activate the Dragon Balls to the warriors from Earth. Frieza begins to grow more and more angry with what's going on. His army is being killed by Vegeta, and the Ginyu Force has been defeated by Goku. So Frieza decides that now he is going to have to deal with this all himself. Frieza chases them down, but becomes even more enraged to find he is too late, as the Dragon Balls have turned to stone due to Guru's death. Frieza briefly battles Vegeta here, with the Saiyan Prince taunting him into transforming and revealing his true power. Frieza transforms into his second form here, and during the battle he finally admits to Vegeta that it was he who blew up his planet. After defeating Vegeta, Frieza also impales Krillin through the stomach, and because of that, Gohan snaps in anger, going insane on Frieza. But before long, Frieza does manage to deal with him. Before he can kill Gohan, Krillin, who has just been healed by Dende, cuts off Frieza's tail with his Destructo Disc attack. Frieza then chases Krillin, but before he can do anything to him, Piccolo turns up. So now, Frieza takes on Piccolo, who has fused with Nail at this point. And although Piccolo does hold his own to begin with, Frieza transforms into his third form and then begins to dominate Piccolo. So following a brief tussle with an angry again Gohan as well, Frieza decides enough is enough and transforms into his final form. Now just generally a bit peed off, he kills Dende so that he can no longer heal anyone and mortally wounds Vegeta just as Goku arrives, who has now recovered following his fight with the Ginyu Force. The two begin to fight and they seem evenly matched, but when Frieza decides to power up to just 50% of his maximum power, he brutally beats up Goku. This is where Goku brings out the big guns and fires a spirit bomb that severely injures Frieza, and in retaliation, Frieza then critically injures Piccolo and murders Krillin, which sends Goku over the edge to transform into a Super Saiyan for the first time. Goku has now become too powerful for Frieza to handle, so he decides there's only one thing he can do, and so in desperation, he fires into the core of the planet so that it will blow up. After all, Frieza is the only one of them who can survive in the vacuum of space. Frieza then uses 100% of his power, and with Goku shocked at just how strong he was, Frieza briefly regains the advantage. However, again, his power level begins to drop as he has taken so much damage before this that he ultimately cannot maintain it. And as the two continue their battle, it ends up with Frieza slicing himself in half with one of his own attacks. Goku actually spares a crippled Frieza here while leaving to find his ship, so that he can escape the planet's destruction. And this just angers Frieza so much more again, so he attempts to blast Goku from behind, but this prompts Goku to retaliate with his own attack that apparently destroys him. Frieza survives both the attack and Namek's explosion, and drifts through space until he is found by his father, King Cold, who then has him rebuilt with cybernetic prosthetics, increasing his strength significantly. After 1 year, Frieza and King Cold travel to Earth so that they can exact revenge on Goku and his friends, but they are confronted by a different Saiyan upon arrival, Trunks. Frieza is overconfident here though, even when he is shocked to see that this person can turn into a Super Saiyan as well. Then, after a brief battle, Frieza is sliced into pieces by Trunks and his remains blasted into oblivion, with his father following shortly afterwards as well. This caused Frieza to end up in Earth's hell, spending the next 14 years being tortured by the playful antics of angels and fairies while reliving the memories of his defeats at the hands of Goku and Trunks. Eventually, Frieza is resurrected by Sorbet, who saw Frieza's return as essential to restoring the Frieza Force to its former glory, and at his right hand there was Tagoma as well. The two use advanced medical technology to restore Frieza to his full organic form, and upon return, Frieza learns that Goku has not just defeated Majin Buu, but also fought Beerus the Destroyer to a stalemate. So, considering these were the two beings that his father warned him never to cross, Frieza decides that he must train for the first time in his life. Therefore, he begins 4 months of intense training, during which time he achieves a new form which he dubs as Golden Frieza, before finally setting off for Earth with his army. Upon their arrival, they are greeted by the Z-Fighters, minus Goku and Vegeta. His army is held back long enough for Goku and Vegeta to arrive. Frieza decides to execute his defeated army himself for their incompetence here. Now is the time for what Frieza has dreamt of for years, a rematch with Goku. During the battle, Goku reveals his Super Saiyan Blue form as well as Frieza revealing his Golden form. Frieza overpowers him, however, but as he had not spent time to truly master this transformation yet, he lacked the stamina to maintain their fight in this powered state. And then realizing this, Frieza initiates his backup plan, having Sorbet shoot Goku when he is not prepared, forcing Vegeta to take up his place. Vegeta then makes easy work of Frieza. Frieza then destroys the Earth in retaliation for his defeat. But it does not stay this way, for Whis rewinds time so Goku can quickly kill off Frieza before he commits the act again. And so, Frieza is returned to Hell, where once again he is tormented by angels and fairies. This is not the last we hear from Frieza though, for he later returns once again in the Universal Tournament arc as a replacement member for the 7th Universe team after Majin Buu becomes unable to fight due to having fallen into a deep sleep from which nobody could wake him. When approached by Goku, who is arranging for him to be temporarily revived by Fortune Teller Baba for a day, Frieza accepts the offer on the condition of being fully resurrected after the tournament is complete. Upon being revived for this tournament, Frieza slaughters a group of assassins hired by the deities of the 9th universe to kill him, while trapping Goku in a destroyer-based energy attack that was meant for him. He then attempts to offer his services to the Ninth Universe deities in return for a place in their universe until Beerus and Whis appear. Despite Beerus' reservations, Goku vouches for Frieza, and so they join the rest of their team. Frieza comes to meet his 6th universe counterpart, Frost, in the Tournament of Power. Frieza tricks Frost into believing that they have forged an alliance to take out the Saiyans, proceeding to take out both the 9th Universe's Rosal and 10th Universe's Marakim as the tournament commences. Frieza eventually eliminates Frost as well, and manages to survive until he ends up being one of the final 4 remaining combatants, alongside of Goku and Android 17 of his universe, as well as Jiren from the 11th universe. At this point, Frieza unexpectedly teams up with Goku to force Jiren out in a triple elimination with 17, and so they are declared the winners. Which means, sticking to the agreement, Frieza is resurrected soon after by Whis. Frieza then takes his leave to begin rebuilding his empire, but is warned by Goku that he will be destroyed if he ever torments the universe again. Frieza then starts to rebuild his forces while deciding to use the Earth's Dragon Balls to make a wish to increase his height by 5 centimeters, having become disillusioned with the idea of eternal life now. Frieza stumbles across and recruits the Saiyan Broly and his father Paragus, who accompany him to Earth. Frieza comes to realize Broly's potential as he matches Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue forms. This inspires Frieza to kill Paragus to force Broly's transformation into a Super Saiyan, only to then be caught in Broly's rampage after the latter quickly had defeated Goku. However, Frieza is saved at the last second by Gogeta. Frieza then falls back while vowing revenge against Goku once again. Frieza now returns to his planet-selling business, surely plotting for a new way that he can take on and kill Goku in the future. So there we have it, the full story of the evil Emperor Frieza up until this point in time in Dragon Ball Super. I hope you enjoyed it, and now it is my time for my question for you all today, and that is, just like the last couple of videos, which is your favourite form of Frieza? The first, second, third, final, golden, mecha form? You're not exactly short of options here. Let me know which and why in the comments below. And now that we are at the end, I'd like to give a massive thank you if you have actually managed to reach the end of this video with me. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button on it as it massively helps us out, as well as subscribing to the channel, hitting that bell icon too for the notifications. All of these things are really great in helping us grow. So thank you once again if you've managed to reach the very end with me, and I will see you next time on History of Dragon Ball.